Next, presenting on zero waste beauty care, focusing on hair care, we have T. Mei Yi from Procter and Gamble.
I'm Mei Yi, Brand Director of Global Haircare Discovery and Disruption from P&G. Thank you very much for Design Singapore for the opportunity today. I'm very honored to be here, represent on behalf of P&G to share our problem statement that we hope to gather your support for. Before jumping straight into zero waste hair care solution, let me share a little bit more background on why we are here today. We are already educated enough on the fact that the planet is getting really ill, be it the polar bear that is losing his house in the Arctic, or be it the drought that has killed billions of livelihood in India, or the more frequent typhoon that is hitting in Philippines today. We all know that the climate change is going to impact every one of us in the near future. But the sad truth is, even though when the background of this is happening, waste continues to dominate our planet space. According to the multiple research, we know the global household waste has increased tremendously year on year with no trend of stopping down. So what it means is if we don't make any change now, the planet is soon to be out of control and the implication is unimaginable. Clearly, a change is needed before everything is too late. That's the same reason why it prompted up P&G for a case for change internally as well. Over 180 years, we pride ourselves as a company that produces the best products and services for our consumer in the world, for now and for the generations to come. But if we can't preserve the planet as it is today, there won't be any generation to serve in the future. We recognize that we will need to do our part and to be a responsible model corporate citizen. And that's why we launched citizenship at P&G. We want to be a positive force for good, and we believe by doing so, that can be a positive force for growth as well. We started the journey since 2010 by re-examining what we are putting out as our renewable energy sources today and trying to minimize all the waste that we create from our manufacturing process, but we know that is not sufficient. And that's the reason why in 2018, P&G announced a new initiative, a more ambitious goal, what we call Ambition 2030. This effort spans across our brands, our supply chain, our society, and all the workplaces across the globe for P&G. And our single-minded objective and focus is just one. We want to enable and inspire more positive impact to the planet that we live in. Due to the time, we will not cover every single detail of the Ambition 2030 here, but for anyone who is interested, feel free to check out our P&G official webpage for this. Okay, and that's the reason why we are here today. We hope that through the collective and creative mind of everyone here, we could gather new innovative ideas on how to evolve our hair care solution to a zero waste stage. Our goal here is we want to leave nothing behind, not in the landfill, nor in the incinerator, nor in the ocean. And the North Star here for us is really, we want to even reduce the waste that's already existing in the planet today, and that could come from other industries. So the reason why we want to focus the challenge today actually on hair care is because we believe this is one of our biggest category. And if we are able to solve for this category issue, very similar solution could be applied in the rest of the 10 categories that we serve. So this is not the end, but this is a starting point where we want to focus all your energy and mind to solve for. Okay. If you take a look at the entire FMCG value chain today, you'll realize that actually plenty of areas where waste can be further optimized. Starting from the raw material sourcing, we have actually more upcycled material as our sources. At the manufacturing and processing stage, is it possible to actually optimize for less intermediary waste that actually created? From the distribution of our factory all the way to the store and at the end to the consumer hand, how can we encourage no limited carbon footprint and reduce the waste that actually happen along the way? At the end, at the consumer consumption end, how could we encourage no disposable at all, leave nothing behind? At the same time, we can make use of one material or product for the maximum life cycle so that we actually minimize all the things that we need. So what are the chances that in this ecosystem, we can reduce, reuse, recycle a lot versus what we are having today, getting new all the time? So these are all the activities, all the area, spaces that we look forward to your creativity and solutions. So because we recognize that this problem is very broad and very complex, so we want to actually tackle this problem a little bit more holistically. That's why you see the scope and bounds are actually rather broad. But as a start, we will encourage you to focus starting from these 3 bullet points that I'm presenting right now on screen. Number 1 is actually on the material selections. Could we look for more alternative material? For example, renewably sourced, upcycled byproducts material. Could we actually think of a new way of doing our product and packaging design for zero waste manufacturing purposes, for design to last products, or for easier end life sorting kind of material? Then last but not least, we are also open for businesses and service model that came across for this factor, because we recognize that such a big problem will need innovative and new ways to actually solve it. So we welcome all your creativity across the value chain in order to achieve this goal. The key deliverables that we are asking from the partnership, whoever want to participate in this, will be, in your submission, we hope that you can cover 3 key points. Number 1 is overall your idea. What kind of pain point are you really tackling in the value chain that I just mentioned? What is the value proposition that you are looking to bring forward? How is your solution working overall? Do you need any supporting technology? Do you need any supporting infrastructure? And the last but not least, what is the business and service model that you are looking in order to bring this out to the market? Like I said before, we recognize this solution is going to be more complex, so we welcome multiple parties coming across from the different value chain to deliver on this circular solution proposal. One thing that we want to make sure that we put out also to you guys will be actually on the critical items, because we are talking about hair care, which is part of the beauty care overall. We still need to ensure, beside responsible consumption, the solution needs to deliver one very delightful consumer experience. We know that our consumer demands a lot, and they wouldn't want any compromise versus what they have today, especially, for example, convenience. So how do we actually deliver a more delightful consumer experience than it is today in order to actually encourage them to be more responsible? The second is also, beauty category is a category where we have high bar or beauty standards, where we are looking for appealing looks and feel, and that can actually evoke your emotional excitement to try the products. That's what the girls really love. So how could we maintain this high bar of beauty standards while coming up with a responsible solution? I think that is really the hard part about this hair care zero waste solution. Okay, so we have quite an aggressive timeline, I would say. Where we are today is actually on the kickoff briefing stage. So on the 9th December, before the submission by end January, we are looking to have a consultation sessions with any of you who are interested to have more clarification, feedback, or pivoting brainstorming. So that will be actually on 7th January. So for anyone who is interested, feel free to drop me an email. We'll share that at the end of this presentation. And post all the submission in January will take about a month from our side to internally review and evaluate all the submissions, and we will therefore shortlist the partners from them. And what we were looking, therefore, after we shortlist, we want to have a very in-depth communication with you guys to really discuss a little bit more about the mutual interest and how we can really collaborate together, because there are a lot that we have to understand from both ends. And last, we are prepared for 8 months, quick learn, validate, and iteration phase, where we want to validate your problem, your solutions, as well as the business model that we can go ahead with the market. So this is what we are planning for the next 1 year in our timeline. For the selected partner that eventually will join us, P&G is very interested to basically partner to learn, iterate, and move fast, because time is really not on our side. You will have the access to all of our category understanding, our consumer understanding, as well as our wide networks of mentorship and resources internally. And for case-by-case basis, we will also consider to make seed fundings to move to the quick proof of concept stage so that we can learn fast. We can start small, but we will learn fast along the way. So here I am once again, advocate for your active participation in this. We are very serious on embarking this journey, but we believe together with you, we could make a broader difference together. If you have any questions, feel free to drop me on an email, t.m@pg.com as mentioned here. If not, we'll look forward to see your submission by 31st January. Thank you very much.